All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do a little video on one of my favorite things in the whole world, and that is fried catfish. So we've got good, clean fillets. They are all thawed out. These are not caught. These are farm-raised fillets, something you buy at the store. So we're going to go through the whole process, and it's something a little different than probably what you've experienced before. This is a home tradition of mine. It's something I've been having since I was a kid, and it's mustard catfish. So two of my great uncles taught me how to fish when I was a kid. The one that taught me how to fish was Joe Don Huffington, and it just happens that my second child is also named Joe Don. Really thought a lot of that guy, and the person that Joe Don did mustard catfish some, I'd seen him do it before, but my uncle Bobby, when he moved back to Oklahoma from California, he did a catfish fry, and I remembered him cooking mustard catfish and us having it and how good it was. And I picked up the recipe as a kid and have always used it ever since. It really makes a unique flavor. You'll see people do it with barbecue, sometimes with Oklahoma prime rib, smoked bologna. You'll see them slather it down with French's yellow mustard. Well, you'll see me here in just a minute do the same thing with these catfish fillets. And we will cut out here in just a moment, just for the sake of time, and we'll move on to the next step. All right, now all of our fish is sliced up. Our major ingredients are going to be French's classic yellow mustard. You see that we've got our fish all chopped up. A little bit of coarse kosher salt. Just a little touch of salad ground black pepper. And that'll go into our dry mix. And our dry mix this day is lemon, Louisiana fish fry. I get them in a big thing like this because it's easier than making my own from scratch. But first, we'll add just a little bit of coarse kosher salt. We'll mix that up. Let everything get just a little bit of that salt on it. And then, here comes the special guest, yellow mustard. So, this is one of those recipes that just take me back home. When I'm missing home and I'm missing my family, I can turn on some Jerry Jeff Walker on the radio and make up some beef ribs or some mustard catfish, and I almost feel like I'm back home again. So I highly encourage you to try this recipe. I love it. My friends that I've cooked it for seem to like it. I've actually used it at a couple of fundraisers. Everybody seems to enjoy it. The mustard pretty much cooks out. It just acts as a binder, just like it does in the barbecue. It leaves a little bit of spice behind that's really nice, but without being overpowering. So there's what we look like. We're going to let this set for about 5 minutes, and then we will start tossing it in the dry ingredient. All right, now we're ready for our dry ingredients. I do use a tumbler for my dry ingredients. I find that it helps quite a bit. So again, I'm just going to add a little more kosher salt here. Maybe a tablespoon once we're all done. Coarse ground black pepper, just for a little kick, a little texture in there. And then we're going to add Louisiana lemon flavored fish fry. We're going to put quite a bit of this in here. You wouldn't be surprised. It really takes a lot. Normally you'll see stuff in recipes like a little bit goes a long way. Well, not with fish fry. So now we just start adding our mustard catfish pieces. Put a few in here. And if you've got water available, it's always good to kind of wash your hands in between so you're not handling stuff and smearing mustard all over the outside of your mixer here. So anyway, let me do that. Rinse my hand off real quick. We'll give them a good toss and let you see what it's like. Throw this on. Sorry for the water spots on my tosser here. I live in the country. I'm on well water, and I did the dishes, and I am not as good as my wife at that. So we're just giving it a good liberal shake in all of this. Turn it back the other way, dust it off, get it again, back and forth. Really work that stuff in there best you can. You want all of it caked in so you really form a good crust. Let's see how she turned out. And there we go. That's exactly what we're looking for. Good coated pieces. So I'll finish doing the rest of these and we'll meet you at the fryer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get our fire lit. This is kind of one of the secrets of this whole deal, is lots of BTUs. So lots of ability to really crank out some flame. This thing has really got a lot, and it can get really noisy. But that's the key to this, is being able, unless you have a large volume of oil that you can heat up, and that way it can kind of sustain the temperature drop. You want our frying temperature to between 325 to 375. If it gets lower than 325, you end up with greasy fish or greasy French fries. Big commercial fryers do it with lots of oil, that way they can handle the cold going in there and it doesn't all cool off. Here I do it with a really strong flame. So I'm going to cut away, get it up to temp, fry some French fries. When we're done with that, we'll put the fish in. All right, here we go. I got a heavy glove on. We're gonna drop these fries in. Back it back out. Let it settle down. Dig it around, make sure they're all covered. They get settled in there. And this is where it gets loud. It dropped from 400. We're below 350. It's going to 325. We're going to turn it all the way up. You're not going to be able to hear me. I'll stop it and you'll see it when they come out. All right, they're done. We're right at 350. They're nice and golden brown. We're gonna drain them. That's what they look like. We're gonna sprinkle a little salt on them. Put them on a big cookie sheet. Let them drain over some paper towels. and we'll be ready to put our fish in. The big difference between the fries and the fish, fries you add to the basket, slowly drop the basket in so that you don't have an overflow from dropping cold, icy stuff into hot grease, and you have to be real careful with it when you do it. The fish, you want it hot and you drop it in one piece at a time. You want it to go directly in the oil. If you don't, it'll stick to this wire mesh. So that's the big difference. Get this going. We got to get the oil back up to temp. We'll crank this puppy all the way up. We'll get up almost to 400 and we'll start dropping in fish. All right, here we go. Start dropping some fish in. All right, we'll be back with you here in just a minute. We just cook them till they float. All right, our fish is just about done. It's only been down for a couple of minutes, but we didn't load this basket up real heavy. We're just doing a few to show you on the video before we cook the big bunch of it. I heated my grease just a little hot. I got it above 375, but it's cold outside. All of our ingredients are cold and it really sucks down. We're running about 360 right now. We were able to turn the flame down, and just a few more minutes you can see how it's starting to float. We're just looking for that nice golden brown color now, and then we'll pull them off, sprinkle just a little table salt on them, let them set for a second, drain a little of that grease off, and I'll come back and break it open while the next round is cooking. All right, here we go. We're pulling it off. That's what she looks like. We'll let it get good and drained. We'll dump it out and sprinkle a little salt on it, soak up some of that extra grease. We'll put another batch down and I'll come back and open these up, pull them apart, let you take a look at it. Let's get us a good close-up view of that. Really good looking stuff, and it just has just such a nice pull. You can see the steam still coming off of it, how thick that crust is, how well it's intact. Meat's still nice, moist and flaky, and it is absolutely out of this world. One of my favorite foods in the entire world. Really takes me home. I recommend you try it. Mustard catfish. Wonderful. Nothing quite like it. Have a great time. Thanks for tuning in. If you've got any comments or questions, please leave them below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for future videos in the future. Thank you. Bye-bye.